Hello, and let me show you how easy it is to turn your Airtable base into a live CSV API using CSV Getter for Airtable. So if you're in Airtable and you've got a base here, it might have some tabular data, some monetary data, and you want a way of just hitting an endpoint so that you can get the entire contents of this table as CSV. Let's say you want to keep hitting this endpoint and always get the latest data. There's no real sort of API calls built into the Airtable API as it stands. And that's why I've built this tool, CSV Getter for Airtable. Basically a simple form that you fill out with some details, and it allows you to generate a link. You can then use this link to push the download of a CSV file. Every time the CSV file will have the latest data in here, and there's no need, once you've made the link once, you can use it over and over again with always the latest data. So you can use it in Zapier or in or make.com, for example. So here's a base, and I want to turn this into a live endpoint. For CSV Getter for Airtable, you just need some basic information. Firstly, you need a contact email, so I will use mine. Right, and then you need your Airtable API key. So if you've never generated this before, you will need to generate it now. It's very easy to do. You just generate it here, and if it's not here, there'll be an option to regenerate it. You only need to do this once. You don't need to regenerate it over and over again. You just need one of these. So if you copy and paste it into CSV Getter. Next, you need these items here. These can be found in the URL of your base. Very easily done. So this, the ID with the app at the beginning is the base ID. The next ID along in the URL is the TBL ID. See, it's got TBL at the beginning. That goes into this one. And this is enough, but I also like to include the view ID. And because this has information about the actual view. So this is the table, this is the view. So if you use the view ID, then you'll make sure that your data is in the same order as you're used to saying it in Airtable. Right, so press and get link. This has generated a URL. Now this URL, once used in the browser, will generate a download. So it's just generated a download there, which has gone into my downloads folder, which is off screen. You will see that the CSV downloaded. It's just opening up in the Numbers app. It's the data that we were looking for. So here's the CSV that's been downloaded, Paul, Kate, and Phil, Paul, Kate, and Phil. And that's been opened. And as you can see, the CSV download has the timestamp as to which I hit the endpoint. So that's pretty useful for backups. Now, let's say I want to add a new row called Kevin and a sale of $10. So that's basically a change in data. And this URL, it's the same URL, will show the latest data in this view. So it's just generated another download off screen. And I'm going to open this new table, and as you can see, we've got our new row Kevin. So it's it's an API, so it's not saving a CSV and showing the same file. It's always going to look at your base and get the latest data. So that's how easy it is to set up a CSV API. It's useful to use in Python, like I say, using in Zapier or make.com in Integromat. Yeah. Let me know how you get on. Give me feedback. Give me questions. The support email can be found on the website here. Good luck.